Smiley Shelly, and this is the first video of 2016, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, the topic is kind of sad, but I hope you guys enjoy it, because remember, there's always some positive somewhere in a negative, right? Are you with me? So, let's get started. Today's topic is breakups. Now, before I even give you guys advice, I don't want you guys coming at me like, wait, have you even been through a breakup? Yada, yada, yada. No, I have not been through a breakup, but I am in a relationship, and thinking of that is just a horrible feeling. So, I get the sense of it, and I've had a lot of, learning experience with breakups and dealing with people who have been through it. So, I am able to help you guys deal with it. Don't think that I just have no clue about it, alright? So let's get started. First off, before I even say how to deal with it too, I want to also say that if it's your fault, like you personally, I'm talking to you, like if you really think like, yeah, it was my fault, I purposely did it, I didn't care at the time, don't be upset that the bad consequence is you guys not being together anymore. I mean, you chose to do what you wanted to do. Now, if you feel like you really love this person and it was one of those times where you just really made a mistake and you're so sorry for it, try talking to them, because communication is always the answer. Now, you're doing your part by communicating with them, and if they choose not to message you or choose to reply and talk, they don't want to message you at all, you just gotta drop it and realize that they weren't meant for you. No matter how good, no matter how much they made you happy, let it go, because there's more people out there, and if that one didn't work, that means that's not the one meant for you, alright? So, I basically just gave up, most of the meaning of today's topic. But anyways, let's keep going. So, just that little part. If it's your fault, don't be upset. I mean, come on now. That's like saying, oh, I broke a window and I don't expect to get in trouble. You do. If you get caught, yes, you're going to get in trouble. Like, come on now. Unless they just don't care. But that's besides the point. Alright, so breakups are very hurtful because, well, most of the time, you've put time into it, you've cared for them, you've done and told things to them that you probably wouldn't do with anyone else, which makes you guys closer than any other person you hang out with, like as a friend, of course. So, the feelings are strong, and that stuff is real. It's not something like just like a little game, like, oh, you guys are talking, da-da-da, you do all this stuff, and then you just end it, and you'll be fine. The only way you can be fine with a breakup is if, one, you're not in the wrong, and you've accepted that what they did was really disrespectful, or two, you really just did not care, and you wasted your time. Now, if you feel like you want to waste your time, good for you. That's your life. I'm not going to say anything about that. And if, I forgot my other reason. Guys, keep in mind, I have brain farts a lot, alright? Alright, so, what I meant to say was, too, when you know they're in the wrong and they've disrespected you, of course you're going to be fine with the breakup. Well, not exactly. You're going to be more okay with the breakup when you know they're in the wrong and they disrespected you, because you know you're breaking up with them for a real purpose, a real meaning. Like, they obviously don't deserve you, so you're okay with it. I mean, yes, it can still hurt, but it's not as much as breaking up when it's just other reasons, It kind of, it's hard to explain when there's multiple reasons to break up. So, mainly you'll be okay when you don't care and when you know it just had to end. Alright, so when you do care and when it really hurts you and you want to deal with that, you gotta realize that there are reasons for everything we go through. We may not know at that moment or around in that time frame why we were even in that relationship or not, but later on, whenever, you could possibly find out the reason why, and you never may know. Like, that relationship, even though you guys didn't last, it was to help you with your next relationship, or if somehow that one doesn't work and you go to the next one, it just prepares you probably for the one you're meant to be with. You never know. I'm not saying that's going to always be the reason, but that could be a reason. So just realize that there's a reason for it, and God knows what He's doing, and He has a plan for you. So don't trip, please. Like, I know it's gonna hurt. I'm not telling you don't be hurt about it, because come on now, you put your feelings into it, it's gonna happen. But don't think that's the end of the world and think that you've wasted your time. In the moment it's going to seem like that. I'm gonna admit that to you now, because like I said, we're humans. We're going to think that's our first instinct, probably. Like, that stuff happens. So it's like I'm so frozen with it, because it's hard for people to understand that it happens, and you want to be so angry about it, but part of you needs to let go and keep moving forward, because if you're stuck in that moment, you're not going to get to do what you need to do. And that all follows in my other video of being stressed. Like, that causes stress, and you really don't need it. So it's just a thing of accepting that it happened, it sucks, but I'm going to move on to help myself. So do it for you. There's no need to try to make someone jealous. There's no need to try to get back at them because they hurt you. Now, y'all could probably be looking at me like, are you really serious? Like, you really want me to just let it go even though they done all these things to me? Yes. And I'm not saying it's easy, because it is not. But you can do it. It is possible. And the only one who can accept that is you. No one else can do it for you. So, yeah. The reason I tell you this is hopefully someone has tried to tell you something like this before, and you might not have listened. Hopefully you realize by now that me saying the same thing that they're saying, if they're saying it to you, whoever you talk to about these problems, it's true. And it's just hard to say, and I can't give you just an answer like, oh, if you do this, everything will be fine, because that's not going to happen. We all, like, live on this earth. We're all human, but, you know, some people live differently. So I don't know how your life's going to be. I don't know how my life is going to be. So you just have to not exactly go with the flow, but you need to move forward and think positive. Everything that you think about, your brain works like that. Like, whatever you say, your brain's gonna think that, like, okay, it's cool, we can roll with that. Like, so think positive. If you're sitting here and you're freaking out about a breakup, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm worthless, da 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 da, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm ugly, da da da, just negative, guess what your brain's going to think? Oh, okay, she's saying we're worthless, she's saying we're ugly. Guess what? Now you can't even move on, because now you're stuck hurting yourself and putting yourself down, and that's not what you're supposed to do. Like I was saying with sadness, there's your moments to grieve and to be upset, but don't stay there. Move on and realize this breakup does hurt, but that just shows me that this wasn't meant to be. And before you say this wasn't meant to be, obviously, depending on the problem, if it's able to be worked out, work it out. If you really care for them, if you feel like you really don't truly love that person, you don't feel like you're gonna continue life with them and have a life with them, don't try it. But if you think it's possible and that can work, talk to them, communicate, please. That is the only answer to whatever problems you guys deal with, and that means you two alone, not anyone else. Yes, friends' advice is helpful, even my advice is helpful, but it's to tell you, you take all that advice and talk to them. only. Don't bring friends into it and say, well, my friend told me this and I think you should. No. Have a conversation with them and speak about how you feel. If the advice is good, take it, but if you're iffy about it, your gut will tell you. Always go with your gut instinct. So if your gut's telling you, don't pay attention to that advice, don't. Please don't. And if you feel like my advice is bad, go ahead and don't take it. I'm fine with that. But I'm just helping you out to make you realize that if it's able to be worked out, please work it out. People just have times where they go through things and they don't know how to deal with it. So in their mind, they're probably thinking, okay, it's best if we break up, but they probably don't know that if we talk about it, we can actually make it work. So do that. Okay, I know I'm mixing things up, but yeah, I'm just saying make it work if it can. Now, if it cannot, like I said, realize that it's not meant to be, and somehow this is going to help you and prepare you for the one you're meant to be with. If you think of it in a positive way instead of a negative way, you will find out that you won't grieve as long and you'll actually be happy. You can actually accept that the breakup was upsetting, but now you can learn to go along with life. Because, come on now, you've seen people, and if you haven't, I'm going to tell you, you have seen people where they've been through a breakup. Now, did they spend their whole life horrible? Did they finally get over it? Yes, eventually you will. But I can help you speed up the process if you just learn how to accept it. So that's what I'm telling you. Accept it, move on, and realize that it's actually a good thing, because now all of this, it shows that relationship's over, and it's going to help you for the person you're meant to be with. Alright, it was getting dark in my room, so I apologize for that. Felt like I was kind of looking like a monster. So anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys that I'm sorry if it seems so random of how I'm talking. I just like to go with the flow type of thing. I don't want to be like a scripted. I don't like it, sounding like it's scripted where I'm like stuck on words, because with going with the flow, it's like if something pops up in my head that I'm like, oh yeah, I need to tell them that, I can say it right then and there. Like, I just like to talk to you guys like if you were sitting here right next to me. So that's why I do this. That's pretty much it to this video. If you actually like and enjoyed it, please hit the like button. And if you have any comments or have any ideas of what you guys want me to talk about next, any advice you want or you think someone else needs, don't be afraid to comment down below. Shout outs to Destiny Marshall. She gave me this topic and I actually enjoyed doing this topic. It was pretty cool. I hope I did help you guys. If you guys want to watch more, if you remember me saying that I've had a sadness video and a stress video, I talk about my videos throughout my other ones. So if you guys want to see those and more, please subscribe. And to help me help others, of course, you guys can share this video on any social media, of course. I do not care. If you guys also want to follow me, I have all my social medias linked on my YouTube channel, so you guys can follow me and add me on all that stuff. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I had a great time, and I hope you guys are enjoying your new year, because I know I am. Alright, that's it. Love you guys, and remember, always have a smile. Bye.